Girl, slay the house down boots, mama.
Now that was a bad choice.
Right. No. Don't try to change the subject. Spill the tea.
Okay, but what was she expecting?
Well, that bitch is crazy.
Honestly, pop off.
We should have talked first.
Can you blame her?
She should probably drink a little less. Literally.
Well, let's get into it then.
It's time to spill the tea with Damon B. Hi, everyone, and welcome to this episode of Spill the Tea with Damon B. I have a terrific guest today. She is my Gram, and today we're going to be talking about gay. Bow, 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 bow.
Hi, Damon.
Hi, Grandma. Thanks for being on the pod.
Oh, so happy to be here.
So happy to be here. I know you love this topic because you love memes.
I do, and I want to learn so much more about it.
Yeah. So, what is gay? What do you think gay is?
Well, it depends, Damon, on what we're referring to here, because I was born in 1970, and so I went to school in 76 and on, and from probably grade 1, grade 2, we called everything gay. So
Like, that's so gay.
everything, everyone and everything was gay. Now, having come from a very, very small town, I don't think I knew what a gay person was, or nor was it taught, nor did I see anything like that in my life. So gay to me for many, many years was something lame or silly, or we wanted to make someone feel silly or lame, and we would call you, "Oh my God, you're so gay." That's how we do it.
Wow, this got real quick.
Yeah. And
Um,
it's actually a thing, when you do that for 40 years,
yeah,
it's very hard
yeah.
to break yourself out of.
I mean, I think you still do it actually when we're
I
on the
probably
phone.
do.
And you say,
Yeah.
"Oh, that's gay." When I
Uh,
say, "Oh, I'm playing Pokemon Go today," and you go, "Oh, that's gay," and I say, "Grandma, we know I'm gay, okay? That's not
oh,
hot off the press. What else is
and I probably need to apologize for that. Um, but I do always say to you, I'm referring to it's lame.
It's like
And I try very hard not to use that derogatory term anymore. But
I
it does
yeah,
slip out on occasion.
it does slip out. Which I understand, and I know you don't mean it in a bad way when
I
we're
don't.
talking.
I
So I
never do.
never I never take it personally. I find it actually funny when you say, "Well, that's so gay." I'm like, "Well,
I
yeah, Grandma. I've been out of the closet forever. You're not exposing me."
exactly.
Well,
Exactly.
see, and now gay growing up for me, I don't think I knew what gay was until I think I met one of my mom's gay friends. And
Okay.
then I started to get hints of like what it actually was and being with
Right.
like another man. And looking back, I knew I was gay, I think in grade three,
Okay.
because this grade eighter,
I think
he
I
was,
knew that too.
yeah, he, I had an American Eagle hat on, looking great, looking good.
Hmm. Yeah.
And he goes, "Oh, I really like your hat." And I took that and I dreamt about that guy for
Is that
months.
right? Oh.
And it was
Oh.
nothing sexual. It was the dreams were me going over to his house and playing board games with him and cuddling. That
Oh.
was the things I used to dream
Oh,
about,
that's nice though.
all because he said I had an American Eagle hat. Now, that didn't dawn on me that I was gay until I think I was in grade seven.
Well,
Grade
I don't
seven.
think it would, because any child, I don't think, unless they have some type of, issue with sexual whatever in their
Mhm.
youth, would ever think about that, sex and what that means and everything. So I mean, as a little girl, you might look at a little boy and dream about holding their hand And
Yeah.
same thing if you're gay, you might think about holding a boy's hand, or if you're a girl, whatever. So, yeah, I think that's pretty normal. And what you're saying is it's probably not a choice for those out there who think it is.
Yeah, exactly. If
Right.
I had a choice, I would have chosen to be straight because I feel like my life would have been a hell of a lot, a hell of a lot easier growing up. Um,
Yeah, it probably would have been,
yeah.
especially in a small town setting where we
With
all lived.
with
Uh,
seven churches,
yes,
seven
with
churches.
right, right, and the four wheelers and that sort of thing. I can't
Oh,
imagine it was that simple.
no, it was not.
Mm,
But speaking of all the churches in the town, I think there was one on every entrance and exit of our town,
right,
and then there was like three in the middle.
right,
So,
right.
gay people and vampires were not allowed. And being both, I felt very attacked.
I'm sorry, that was a good one. Oh,
Oh my god. Okay, so speaking of gay, well, since we're on the topic, I might as well tell you. I was walking to the grocery store today,
okay.
and I seen a squirrel, and it had a nut in its mouth. And
Yeah.
I was thinking, oh, I'm kind of jealous of that squirrel. And I thought that would be a good joke. It's like, do you know why I'm jealous of squirrels? Because they always got a nut in their mouth.
Oh, oh my God, I can't.
Well,
Oh,
this is the gay
Damon.
world we live in.
This is very difficult. So that's the thing. I don't know a lot about, although you have been teaching me and
Yeah.
opening my eyes to some crazy stuff that goes on out there. And I feel like, I always thought I was pretty cool and had lived I flew off to Australia when I was 19 and lived there for a year on my own, and been on my own since I was 20 and had children at 22. And so I always thought it was pretty cool and
Yeah.
knew the game. Apparently, I don't know anything.
The gay world. Okay. So, from my understanding, back in the day when everyone was still in the closet, or there was straight, or I'm using straight in quotations, straight men who were married, people would wear handkerchiefs and put them in their pockets, and the different colors meant different
Oh my god.
things.
See, I know none of
And
this. None of this.
see, okay, so you would put it in your
Oh,
back
that's so
pocket,
great.
and I watched a documentary, and the different colors meant like either your top, bottom, if you wanted to hook up, and then it depends on which pocket you put it in.
Get
Um,
out.
and I know a secret. Yeah, I know. It was a whole
So I
experience.
could have been at a place. What you're saying is I could have been at a place and somebody
Right.
would be there with something in their pocket, which I may have seen that before. Can't say I didn't. And that meant that they were signaling to, would it be someone they knew was there, or would they be signaling just to anyone?
So it's men who know the
Okay.
code. So it was to any
Oh,
like
see, I learn
men
something
who
every day,
knew
every time I talk to you. I'm just
every day.
fascinated.
And I also heard this was from RuPaul. This is my
Okay.
source, RuPaul.
He's a pretty
He
good
said back
source.
in
I
the
watch that
day,
show all the time.
it's
Yeah,
right, pretty
yeah,
good source,
yes.
multimillionaire. He said that back then, it's because of the Wizard of Oz, I'm
Oh,
pretty sure. He said the phrase, "Are you a friend of
mhm.
Dorothy's?" was code to say, "Are you gay?" Or like,
Oh,
fooling around with
awesome.
men.
There you go.
So, love the Wizard of
A
Oz.
new fact every
I
day.
already loved it. Yeah, new fact every day.
Wow.
So, I am a friend of Dorothy's. Hello.
Yes, you are.
And let me tell you, it wasn't a yellow brick road, honey. It was a rainbow brick road.
Oh my goodness. Oh, yeah, yeah. So I find
uh,
it fascinating. I'm really glad that we have a relationship that you can help me along with these simple
mm,
details that I don't know about. And it
yeah.
it really is. It's fascinating to me. I love learning about it.
Well, I didn't know a lot actually, because where we
Right,
grew up, didn't grow up with the gay community
right.
whatsoever. I think, and I didn't have internet a lot of the time growing up. Like when I was at my house, when I was at your guys'
Mhm,
house, I did have
mhm.
internet. So I started to learn about the gay community through chat rooms, which is horrible.
Oh,
Because yeah, there's a lot of
yeah.
sexual
That would be
predators out
bad.
there. Looking
Were
back,
you were you
oh
were you
my
doing that
god.
at my house? In chat rooms? How are
Let's
you
move
how are
on.
you doing that? Am I learning
Yeah, on
another
my
new thing today?
when you were knitting beside me, I would be on the gay chat room, and my 34-year-old boyfriend, who was from the
Oh,
UK, said if I stopped talking to him, he would
oh
kill
my god.
himself. So I was saving
Yeah,
lives.
yeah. Well, you can
It's
look at it
just
that way.
looking
We
looking
both
back, it
were.
was yeah, but you know what? I heard this happens to a lot of gay kids because this is what they grew up with in like my generation. They grew up in the chat rooms, and like everyone has such a similar story. They would talk to older
Oh,
guys out
that's
there, a-
awful.
and it is
Mhm.
awful. And when they tried to break it off or something, be like, "Oh, I'm so depressed. Like I'm
Oh,
gonna kill myself." Oh my God, it was the worst thing
yeah,
ever.
yeah, I
Um,
didn't know that.
yeah,
Learning something new for the
no.
first time today.
Oh my God, do you know what ASL
No.
means? Oh
Oh,
my God, I
are we
didn't
gonna do,
either. Let
like,
me
a
tell you,
series of podcasts?
it might be about just chat room. ASL. So that stands for age, sex, and location.
Oh.
So yeah, so literally when I logged on for the first time ever, um, in the chat room, I forget what the chat room's name was, but I logged on and said, "Hey everyone, I am what like 13 or 14. I'm
Oh, I
yeah,
can't even
I'm in
imagine that they
Canada."
were very well policed at all. Were they?
Um, no,
No,
oh
no.
my god. Well, and so I was like, I like baseball, I like soccer, like I play
Oh.
sports. And so then all of a sudden, right, you got 50 messages, and it was like overwhelming.
You
And
were really
and everyone was
popular.
like, "Oh, let me tell you, I I was the
Oh,
cream
that's
of the crop."
horrible. Oh my god.
Uh, no, it was. And everyone was saying or asking ASL question mark, and I kept asking what that meant, and they were like, "How do you not know what that means?" I'm like, "Well, it's my first time on here."
So is this still
Like,
a process, like this chat rooms and stuff? Like, I don't know. I'm
I
so
hope
beyond
not.
them.
Oh, I hope not. I hope it's not a thing. I think after the age of 15 or 16, I haven't been on since. Yeah, because I was like, "Okay, well, this is wrong." When I was, like, 13 or something, I just like the attention I got to talk to
Right,
guys, which I didn't really get to do at school, um, and, I thought I was talking to someone my
right,
own age across the
right.
internet. Obviously, a lot of them
Yeah.
weren't, um,
Well, and you hear that
uh
even with, young girls doing the same
mhm.
thing and with pedophiles. So, I mean, I'm sure it's the same, uh, whatever they're
Well, I
looking
think
for, right?
well, they used to go on Omegle, which is, like, the video
Oh,
chatting
okay,
chat
okay.
websites where you would FaceTime, and then obviously you can't show anything inappropriate, but yet everyone would still do, and then when they see underage
Mm,
people, it's,
yeah, that's bad.
anyways, yeah, there's not good moderation out there,
No, and not
so
good awareness because as a parent,
no.
I never knew anything about it, you know?
In school, wasn't taught
No, I
either. I
think that should
remember
be something that's, brought up
oh,
to, like, even at parent-teacher, letting people
yes,
know, "Here's the websites, here's the chat rooms." I never even even to this day, wouldn't have a
right?
clue how to get onto one or what they were, you know? And I'm sure my own
And
daughters
I
were on them. I'm sure. Like, looking back, I don't know
yeah,
then, but mhm.
and it's, like, so easy, like, to get onto, one person starts saying, "Oh, I was chatting with this
Right,
person on this thing at school," and the next thing you know, everyone
right,
at school is
right,
using it, and they're all being
right.
manipulated and stuff. But anyways, got off a little
Yeah,
topic, so I did learn about being gay from
okay.
that, and, just the whole ASL, what top was, what verse was, what a bottom
Oh,
was, and
well, that's
yeah,
good
and
because that would be a difficult conversation. conversation for you and I to have.
For you, exactly. Well, and see, in school, we didn't learn nothing about that. We learned about like the male body, the female body, and straight people having
Right,
sex. That's
right,
what we learned
and that
about.
people are still to this day pushing that that's all you'll learn, right? Which is
Right?
sad because
And
I think
no. Yeah.
inclusivity, and I don't think it needs to get into anything more involved than what they do with. I don't know why they have to make it just like male and female, why they can't explain the male body and this is how it performs, and the female body
Yeah.
and this is how it performs, and then you sort of take inferences from both. I just don't see why that's a big issue.
Well, here's the thing. I think they should just say, no matter who you're having sex with, you need to use condoms.
Absolutely, and that although and I do
Because
recall telling you that. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, I remember you telling me that too, because I thought I didn't have to
right,
use a condom. I can't get
right,
pregnant. I'm not gonna get anyone pregnant. Why do I have to wear
right.
a condom? And that is not the
No,
case. There
no,
are
and
still plenty of
yeah, there's
diseases
many
and
reasons for that,
HIV,
and that should be taught in school, because I did
right?
also live through the HIV era, and I actually had a friend
Mhm.
who died from HIV in this small little town that I lived in, and so
Oh, wow.
I understand what it did and how bad it was. And, I don't understand now why the education system and government would not want to get the information out there to all students because young girls can get it, boys can get it,
Yep.
anybody can get it. So it's so important to just you know, I just can't understand, like, people don't want their kids to even get sexual education. I'm like, "What is wrong with you?" Like, you don't wanna protect
Right?
your children? I just think it's such a farce that parents think that their children are not going to do anything until they're, what, in high school or college? Are you kidding me? Like,
I
it's a
know.
rarity today that that happens, and yeah, you want that. You wanna promote that in your household, but you also don't wanna stick your head in the sand and think that that's not happening
Exactly.
because it's happening more than it's not, right? So why not be protected? Yeah.
100%. Yeah, why not get ahead of it and be like, if something does happen, this is what you need to
Right,
do,
right, and make it
but I wish
available.
you wouldn't.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
exactly. Um, I think that's, like, the number 1 most important thing was
Yeah.
that, 'cause I remember going to the clinic then, and then you could get free condoms
Yeah.
from, because they had, like, a bowl or
Yes.
something, and I'd just go and
And
take a
I think that
handful,
should
and
be
then
available in the school, quite frankly. That's how open I am about it because I just think things go I know that. Like I went to high school. I know what
Yeah,
goes on and it should be readily available. Yet we have people today that are trying to take away birth control for women and girls,
yeah,
closing down clinics, health clinics. It's insanity. And then when, and taking away abortion in the end, where, you have all these unwanted children running around. I can't even comprehend it. I really can't. I can't. And I think you
well
kids, as you get older, sorry, I'm going to interrupt you because
yeah, no, no, it's
Gram's
okay.
going on a rant here. I think you kids, as you progress, I'm hoping that you guys will continue to bring this forward and not take a step backwards. I hope.
I
Mm,
hope so. I don't know why. Here's the thing. What I'm thinking was like, why is the older generations making all these rules and stuff about what we have to do with our
right,
bodies? And then it's like when we get to that generation, I'm like, they're not gonna be here.
right,
They're they're gonna be
right.
gone. Um, no one should be forced to have a baby. No one, everyone should have access to deal with diseases,
And
condoms, like
education.
all.
Mm,
Yeah, because I didn't know. I had
right.
no clue. I don't you think it should be if I'm in school getting educated, don't you think they should teach me about this? This is
Yeah,
like something I'm gonna obviously do is have sex in my
right,
life. Shouldn't I be prepared
right,
for this?
right,
Like, well, I mean, taxes, they don't prepare you
right,
for that.
exactly. They teach you how
Like,
to
so
play a recorder.
Well, or you get to learn how to calculate the shadow of the pyramids at 3 p.m.,
Right,
you know?
because that's
It's
really important in daily living.
daily. Let me tell you, I've never had to use BEDMAS. I've never had to use, oh, what is it? Sine, the
Well, I'm
hypotenuse,
I'm
the,
I'm
oh my,
impressed you can even
anything.
remember any of it. I'm telling you, at this point in my life, I don't past the 5 times table, I'm done. I have no idea. Oh my
Really?
goodness, no. I because of the work that I do and that it's more, um, involved in, language and that sort of thing, I've completely let the math, and I was never really great at it to begin with, and now it's just
Yeah.
gone, completely gone. I have no idea. People say, "Oh, what is, 7 times 6?" And I'm like, "Why are you looking at me? I have no clue."
Yeah, go
Yeah,
fuck yourself.
exactly.
That's what 7 times 6 is.
Yeah, fuck off.
Pull out your phone. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why you have a
I'm not an
phone.
accountant.
Yeah, do I look like a
Yeah.
calculator? I don't know. Yeah.
Exactly. So now, see, there's this debate because I don't know if you've heard about
What is
ChatGPT.
that? Please
Have
tell
you?
me.
Oh my god. It's not
Oh,
gay. It's not
okay.
something gay. But it's like it's an AI interface. So if you said, write me an essay about the
Oh, okay,
Egyptians
yeah.
and what they used to do with human sacrifice, they'd write you,
Okay.
you
Right,
could be like 10
right,
pages. So now everyone's like saying, don't use it in universities. Students are using them for essays and stuff, which is, they shouldn't do. It should be your own work and stuff. But when you're working a job, people have been getting in trouble for using the AI. But now there's a debate where this AI is kind of like the calculator. It's in your pocket, it's a tool to use. Why would I spend an hour writing for my work, a press release? Why would I write an hour
right.
writing a press release for my company when I could get AI to do it in 2 minutes and I can edit it to make sure it fits our standards and it would save, 39 minutes of the company's
Right.
time.
I understand that,
So,
and
yeah,
I actually agree. Um, Everything can be utilized. I mean, you have Google, so do you really need to even learn about certain
exactly.
things, when you can go on Google and just look it up? But why not spend I think everybody needs a basic education. And what that is going forward, I don't know. I think it needs to change. They're still using the
Yeah.
1950s education in textbooks, which we know is not
Oh my
true.
god.
So I think
Why are we still Shakespeare? I couldn't wrap
right,
my head
right.
around
Do you
it. I'm
really
like, I
need
don't
to learn that?
I don't find this to be art. This isn't literary art for me.
Right,
I didn't understand why I
right.
was
And
being taught this. I
there's a thought
Yeah,
process
no.
that, as a young child, there is a way to discern what children are really good at and interested in. Like one child might be interested in Shakespeare, and that sort
Yeah.
of thing, whereas another child is more interested in accounting or science. So why not start doing something where children are streamlined into their education and into their because we have all the knowledge and all the tools and more so every day. I don't understand
Mhm.
why education isn't sort of streamlining people as to what they're capable of and what they could be capable of rather than everyone get the same thing and your 1950s education for a 2025 world. It's insane.
I
That's
don't
stupid.
know. See, all I knew was I loved sports growing up. I loved art. I was pretty good at math actually until I got to the complicated
Right,
stuff. But, and then I would take it up until a certain point, and when I learned I don't wanna do math my whole rest of my life, why would I take
right.
that, and all the way through high school when I love to cook, I love doing sports,
Mhm.
I love writing, I love marketing, like, I love doing events, I love doing all this other stuff. So,
Well,
I don't
exactly.
know, I think
And the thing is, if you look back again on my life and the way we were raised like, "Get a job. What are you talking about, college? Are you kidding? That's a joke."
Get a job.
It's like it
Get a
was
job.
hilarious, you know? So you kind of fell into I was lucky enough to fall into what I have fallen into. Um, but it's not like that's something, as I look back now, something that I would have chosen had I had the choice. And
Mhm.
had I had the ability to go to university or college, but I just didn't. And you guys do. And I think at that point, shouldn't you be doing something that you want to do? Not, just picking random. I don't know. I think it should be
I
more
I
streamlined.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I had no clue what I wanted to do. I just knew I was going to university because I wasn't staying in that
Right.
small town and wasting
Right.
my
And good
life
for you.
away. Not Yeah, I'm not saying that people who did stay behind is wasting their
No,
life, just to
no.
be clear.
And I think
People are happy.
it was an excellent place to raise and go to school. You had very small classrooms. You had a good
Yes, that's
education
true.
and a good start. And if you
Yes.
prefer to stay there, that's here nor there. But if you wanted to leave, you were able to leave. And to get out,
Yeah.
you almost had to go to school. I mean, there wasn't much
Yeah.
choice, as far as
Oh,
schools.
100%. Well, there was
Right.
colleges
Yeah.
nearby, but I think in my graduating class was like 45 people or
Right.
something, 43. Very small class
Yeah.
sizes. I think only like 4 or 5 of us attended
Is that
university. A
right?
couple went to college. Yeah, and the rest stayed and either worked for like the
Oh,
mine,
okay, yeah.
forestry, or they got into like the trades and
Well,
stuff,
and they
which
got
is
into some good jobs there too. I mean, there's some
yeah,
great jobs, yeah.
they
Mm.
100% is, but, like my other grandma would say, I'm a
Yeah.
pencil pusher. So, working in the
Yeah,
mine
you're
wasn't
not
for
you're
me.
not doing that. That's like,
Um,
what's his name? Zoolander.
so I'm more of a Michael Scott type
Right,
of
right.
guy.
Yeah,
Um
no minds were calling you. I'm just kidding.
No,
Oh,
it's true. They didn't reach out. Let me
they did reach out.
They didn't reach out. No, physical labor was definitely not in my future. Um, but I also remember my great grandfather telling me, get an education, don't
Right,
work,
right, and that's
like breaking your
yeah,
back.
like our elderly, like my father, well, maybe not so much because again, I wasn't really shoved into college. But that's what I wanted for my children and for you was to get something better than what we had. Have a choice. That's what I think is incredible with you guys and what you have now is choices. And if you have that
Yeah,
choice, take advantage because Canadian education is not that expensive. It is expensive enough, but it's not like other places. And you can get a really great education. You can get some good bursaries, some good loans, some good whatever, and get yourself a great education
yep,
now, which that was not an option. When I was able to go to college, I had to save up for it. I mean, there was no I could have got a loan, I guess, but I didn't know anything about it. So I took off to Australia.
and you went out the door.
Like I'm out of here. Goodbye.
You said, I got my plane
Yeah.
ticket, and if I
I
don't come
saved up
back,
for
good
college, and
luck.
that's what I spent it on. It was a $5,000 plane
I
ticket. Yeah.
The plane ticket
Yeah,
was
it was
$5,000 to Australia?
2,500 there and 2,500 back. I'm pretty sure. Or maybe it was 2,500 and then I had 2,500 there. Maybe that's what
Mm.
it was, 5,000 all told. That was a long time ago too.
Well,
30
yeah.
years ago.
Holy jeez. Yeah, well, I was thinking 60, but
Ah,
yeah, yeah. I'm just
what time's
kidding.
this podcast over?
Um, yeah.
Yeah, I'll be talking to you later.
Uh,
No.
yeah, okay. Write a review. Um, so what did you go to college
I
for
didn't.
when you got back?
Well,
Oh, you
I
didn't?
did eventually, but at the time, what I was trying to do was get into, oh, what do they call that? It was just starting in the veterinary. like a veterinary
Oh, okay.
technician, and there was only 50 students being accepted it was just a brand new program, and out of I think it
Oh,
was
geez.
5,000 applicants, there's 50 students they were taking at the one college. Now I did get into the other one, and here's a funny story. I got into the other, which was in St. Catharines. I can't quite remember. Sorry, anyone in St. Catharines, their college, the name of it, but I did get accepted there. And my mother would not allow me to go there because
So, so you thought Australia, the
right.
next best
So she wouldn't allow me to go there because it was so dangerous. So I
thing.
couldn't get into that place. And I turned to her and said, okay, well, I'm going to go buy a ticket to Australia. And she's like, way to go. You get going, girl. And I was like, okay, that makes a ton of sense. So anyway, I got a good education in Australia. And then I came
Oh,
back and
good.
I did take the healthcare for what I'm doing now. I did have to take a 2-year course, but it was online through Canadian
Oh,
Healthcare.
nice.
Yeah. So, mhm.
Yeah. Well, we are very lucky, or like my generation was very lucky because I got OSAP coming from a
Yes.
single parent
Yeah,
household,
that's good. Yeah.
um, which was
Mhm.
very nice because, I didn't have to struggle. Like, I worked all throughout my university
Right.
experience, and I was there an extra year because I started in a different
Right.
program. Shout out to high school for not teaching me what I
Right.
love to do.
Right. So you
So
weren't
when I got
streamlined. You
there and
had no
switched,
clue. Right.
yeah, no clue. I went into business for everyone who doesn't know me, my first year, and hated economics, the accounting, all the math. I was decent at math, but I just hated it. And after my 1 year, I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want this to be my life. Sat down with my academic advisor and I said, I want to be famous. And she goes, well, there's not really a program for that. And she goes, there is a comedy program
Oh
at the
God.
college. And I said, I'm already
Yeah.
funny. I
Yeah,
don't need a
exactly.
certificate telling me
You
I'm
don't need to
funny.
go to college for
Uh,
that. Right.
yeah, okay. I might as well go to clown college, but
You should have.
oh my, could you imagine? Oh
Oh, that
my
would have been
God, my dad
funny.
would have been
You
pissed.
should have done that
Oh my
for
God.
1 more year. You know how you had 1 more year? You should have went to clown
Yeah,
college just to piss him off.
so my dad had to pay child support to me because I pursued my post-secondary education, and he wanted to stop paying right when I was out of high school, and the judge said no. So he had to pay for through my post-secondary education, which I was lucky because that also helped with my financial support along with
Yes, it
OSAP.
was very helpful.
Um, it was very helpful,
And
but you're right. I should have
you were
went to
kind
clown.
enough to stop it and not go to clown college.
And I was kind enough not to pursue
Right,
clown college.
exactly.
So you're
Yeah, you're
welcome, Dad.
welcome.
You're welcome. um, I mean, I would have had more in common if I went to clown college. Me and
Oh,
him could have had
burn,
something in common there.
burn. I'm not gonna comment.
Not no
Yeah, I
comment
gotta
on
stay
that.
neutral there.
You gotta stay. But yes, I was lucky with OSAP stepping in. Like I do have to pay back. It's in the ballpark of
Oh,
thirty-five thousand
yeah, that's
dollars,
not even that bad, you know?
which I said it's not bad
Mhm,
because over, a 10-year
mhm.
span, or I think I have it at like 13 years or some 12, 13 years
Yeah,
or whatever. I'm just making the payments and I'm really lucky to the job I have because it's not minimum wage. I love what I
right.
do. I'm super happy with the job I have now. Like I just love my work. I'm not miserable going to work every day. I don't have to interact with customers. I'm
And
not
that's
working
just
customer service.
awesome. Like, that's something that
Yeah.
we as a generation, I am sure, applaud. And, some people go, "Well, they shouldn't get what we didn't get." I think you guys should get everything that we didn't get. Like, just keep improving and then keep getting to because you have happier people working at their jobs, and that's all you want, right?
Mhm. Exactly. Why do you want to go through life
Oh,
miserable and then just working like paycheck to paycheck? Which, I do live in Toronto, which I am
mm,
doing now, but in a few years, I'm hoping
right,
not to
right.
be. But I am
And
happy
with
with
your
my life
degree, you
and the work that
could
I'm
go
doing.
other places if you wanted to,
Exactly.
and maybe you
Yeah.
will. Who knows, right?
Well, I'm gonna be the CEO
Right.
one day, so let's not get twisted.
Exactly.
So we did start out
Oh,
about gay, and then we kind of
okay.
moved towards
All right.
education, which I kind of like this. I think I'm gonna have you back,
Wow.
Graham Graham,
Okay.
and we're gonna do because we moved from gay to like gay education to our education system and how it's
Right.
failing us to where we
Right.
are now. So it was a good
It was
transition.
excellent.
Next
Yeah.
time, exactly. Next time we're gonna have to talk about me growing up with Polly Pockets and Barbies and Littlest Pet Shop.
Yeah, and how I should have indulged that more because I really enjoy that kind of stuff. And I was really happy. You know, it probably was the best thing in the world, right? Because I had 2 girls and they were
Mhm.
younger, like, so they were almost like your sisters in a sense. And you spent a lot of time at our
Yeah.
house. And I think because you are who you are, you just melded right in to the family and to the girls, and it was just great. I can't imagine having had, like, a little rugged boy. I don't know what I would have done with that.
Oh, well, all I could think about, oh my god, this is what I'm thinking
What?
about right now. The one time that grandpa
Oh
took me
god.
out with a pellet gun, and I was like, "This isn't for me.
Did I yell at him
This isn't for me."
afterwards? "Don't you do that
No,
again."
I was well, okay, I think the one day we went and checked the
Oh
beaver
god.
traps, and he made me oh, I was so afraid he caught a
Oh
beaver
goodness.
because they were clogging up the dams and flooding the road,
Oh, right,
right?
yeah.
So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember that.
Um, and so we got a beaver in the trap, and he was just like, "Go ahead, touch it," like, well, I don't want to
No.
touch.
No.
And it was the most disgusting thing ever in my life. I was just thinking about it. Yeah, and then I remember he would go ice fishing,
Didn't you
and
hate it?
he would. Oh well, I didn't want to leave my mother's side. I was a clinger. I didn't want to leave my mother's side. So the first year that we moved up there, I went with them, and was miserable the
Was I
whole
with you?
time.
Because I
So
normally found something else to do. Yeah.
no, because you stayed
Yes.
at the house, you guys were baking Christmas
Yes.
cookies, and my mom encouraged me to stay
Uh-huh.
with you. So after that
Yes.
year, from then on out, I knew better. If I had an
Yes.
option, I was sticking with
Yes.
you, and
And we
yeah,
always
I was
found
sticking
something
with
to
you.
do. Yeah.
Yes, and that was
Mhm.
like, oh, that's what I loved. I loved hanging around with you and your girls because they were my
Yeah.
aunts, even though they were like basically
Yeah,
sisters to me
yeah.
growing
Well,
up.
I certainly, enjoyed it, that's for sure.
Oh, well, thank you so much, Graham Graham, for being on the
Oh, you're welcome.
podcast.
Anytime.
Um, well, I'm definitely gonna have you back 'cause we gotta discuss more about this
We
gay
absolutely do.
situation.
Next time, lessons. We'll do some more lessons in the gay world, and, I wanna
Exactly.
hear all about are you ready for this? The
Oh, okay,
bathhouses.
what is it?
I need
Oh
to know. It
my.
is a need to know for me, and so you better get some information going on there.
Well, like I've mentioned before, I've never been to
Okay.
a bathhouse. I don't want a
Well,
disease, but maybe I'll look into it. Maybe I'll do some
research. Yeah.
undercover research. I don't
I hope
know.
you do.
Oh my god, grandma. I don't think I've ever like, people got to know you're a cool grandma. Not every grandma's out there encouraging their child to go to a
Almost
bathhouse.
every one of them is out there going, "What goes on in a bathhouse?" That's what I wanna know. Okay.
Okay, okay. Thanks for being on the podcast, and thank you to all the listeners. Please subscribe if you're listening to it on YouTube, and please leave a 5-star review if you listen to Apple Podcasts. And thank you all for listening, and tune in next Tuesday for the next episode of Spill the Tea with Damon B. New podcast episodes come out every Tuesday, so I want to thank you all so much, and have a wonderful day. Okay,
Bye.
bye. Thank you everyone for joining us today. Again, I'm your host, Damon B, and I hope you enjoyed spilling the tea with me.